Hello and welcome to the UBC Engineering Virtual Program Fair. My name is Erin, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm the Student Recruitment Officer at the UBC Vancouver campus. Both of our campuses are built on lands that have been home to Indigenous peoples for thousands of years. And I'd like to start by acknowledging the land that UBC has built its Vancouver campus on, which we work, learn, connect, and innovate, is the unceded ancestral and traditional territory of the Musqueam peoples. And that UBC Okanagan is situated on the territory of the Syilx Okanagan Nation and their peoples. I'd also like to recognize that you're joining us today from many places near and far, and acknowledge the traditional owners and caretakers of those lands. Now, UBC Engineering is one of Canada's best engineering schools, which is consistently shown and reflected in world university rankings. If you choose to join us at UBC, you'll be joining a university which is globally recognized for its excellence in teaching and research, as well as its global impact. World university rankings such as the Times Higher Ed ranks UBC as number 2 in Canada, and overall within the top 50 universities or top 5% of all universities in the world. We're also number 1 in Canada for international outlook. More specifically, UBC Engineering is number 2 engineering program in Canada and number 31 worldwide. Our alumni are able to use the reputation of UBC Engineering to make connections throughout Canada, the US, and the world. Both the UBC Okanagan and Vancouver campuses offer the Bachelor of Applied Science, the name of our engineering degree. The feel of each campus will be quite different, but both campuses' engineering programs are equally prestigious and nationally accredited, where you'll be learning or working with professors who are leaders in their fields. We highly recommend that you plan to begin at the campus that you'll be finishing at. So take the opportunity to explore the unique opportunities and lifestyles offered at both campuses. And if you aren't able to visit in person, that's okay. We have lots of online opportunities to explore more, as well as virtual campus tours. I also want to encourage you to use our chat with a current student feature on our website so that you can learn more about their programs, the campuses, and anything else about student life. No matter which campus you start at, you'll start in your foundational first year to learn about the courses that are the foundation of your engineering degree. That includes engineering design, chemistry, physics, math, and English before continuing onto your program and completing your degree at that campus. Throughout your first year, you'll have the opportunity to learn more about each of the engineering programs offered at your campus by attending events, chatting with senior engineering students, or professors. This gives you a solid understanding of the options available to you and a much better sense of which program is best aligned with your interests and aptitudes. On the Okanagan campus, there are 5 engineering undergraduate programs, and you'll be able to choose the program at the end of your foundational first year. At the Okanagan campus, engineering students are guaranteed placement in any of the 4 engineering programs available to new students, which includes civil, computer, electrical, and mechanical engineering. At the Vancouver campus, there are 14 engineering disciplines for students to choose from. At the Vancouver campus, it's also a competitive placement. So that will again happen at the end of first year, and students will indicate and rank their preferred programs and submit a personal statement. Overall, students at both campuses will learn lots more about the placement process throughout their first year so that they really feel supported in making the choice of the program best for them. One of the best things about pursuing a university degree is the ability to customize it. So from the very start, you'll be exposed to hands-on design projects where you work in teams with other first-year students. You'll continue to have courses year after year that build on those project-based team learning experiences, culminating with your final year of your capstone. These capstone projects are amazing opportunities for students to really get some of that real-life engineering experience. You'll be working with industry partners to solve those real-life problems. Some capstone projects have actually become startups or have allowed students to secure jobs upon graduation. Students interested in research also have the opportunity to gain paid research experience where you can participate in clubs like the Undergraduate Research Organization to be kind of paired up with an area of research that you're interested in. Later on in your degree, you can also customize your studies by choosing to pursue a minor, which is a secondary area of study. This is not a requirement, but it will allow you to have a secondary area of focus. At Vancouver, you can choose from a minor in commerce, entrepreneurship, science, honors, math, and arts, At the Okanagan, you can choose from a minor in management, computer science, or arts. And we also offer dual degrees at both campuses. At the Vancouver campus, you can choose the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Applied Science dual degree. At the Okanagan campus, you can choose the Bachelor of Applied Science and Master of Management dual degree. You might also consider going abroad to work, research, or study in your third year. We have an amazing program called the Coordinated International Experience to do an exchange at other engineering institutions around the world. And then one way that our students find their passion is by joining a design team. You can design and create projects outside of the classroom. There are tons of design teams available across both campuses where you can really get involved in any sort of area like aerospace, cars, sustainability. There's so many options of really amazing design teams that you can participate in and find that passion and connect with students outside of the engineering classrooms. Finally, I want to mention our co-op program. So we have one of the largest co-op programs in Canada. About half of our students choose to participate in co-op. It is an optional program. It will add 1 year to your degree, but it is going to provide at least 16 months of paid work experience. That paid experience is quite well paid, and so it is a really great opportunity to help finance your degree as well. Now, we previously did a session about co-ops, so we're not going to jump too much into that, but definitely check out our past recordings to learn a lot more detail about co-op if that's something that you're interested in. Now, while school is a really great way to explore your interests, we also want to appreciate the power of community. So by learning about the experiences of your peers, instructors, and UBC staff, you'll be able to learn about maybe an interest or career path that you didn't even know about. We've already mentioned design teams, but there's also lots of other clubs to get involved with across UBC, and that might be something completely outside of engineering. We also have the E-Ideas clubs, the Engineering Inclusivity, Diversity, Equity Advancement for Students clubs that support members of the 2S LGBTQIA plus community, women, Black students, Indigenous students, Chinese students, and any other sort of kind of minority group that promotes inclusivity and diversity. Now, UBC Engineering really fosters community. So right from the time you enter, you'll have support systems in place like our first year orientations. We have the first year mentorship program. You'll be able to connect with your peers, with industry professionals. And so you're really going to be supported throughout your entire degree at UBC. Now that you know a little bit about both of our campuses, let's quickly dive into some admission basics. There are a few different ways that students can join us at UBC. Most students will go through the direct entry route by applying directly from high school. We know that's a very, very competitive route to get into engineering at either of our campuses, and so I do want to also highlight the transfer program. We have transfer partnerships with many institutions across BC where students can complete their entire first year engineering program at one of our transfer partnership institutions and then come directly into second year at UBC. Now that can be through the engineering transfer program or the common first year at engineering curriculum. Check out our websites for more details about what that looks like for you, but that's a really great opportunity to come into that second year of the engineering program. We also have some admission routes specifically for Indigenous students. And if you're an international student that is not quite meeting that English language proficiency requirement, we also have Vantage, which will allow you to do your first year engineering program while completing those English language requirements as part of your degree as well. For any direct entry student that plans to apply, you should be applying in grade 12 or the final year of your high school. We always encourage you to apply early if you can, but the final deadline to apply will be January 15th. For those students that do want to be considered for scholarships, if you're a domestic student, or if you are applying for the International Scholars Program, you will need to apply to UBC by December 1st. Again, everyone else who's planning to begin their studies in fall 2026 should apply by January 15th. Now, for any students through that direct entry pathway, I'm going to mention a little bit about what those requirements are. At the Okanagan campus, we're going to expect that you've completed those high school general requirements, so graduating from high school, that you've taken at least 6 of the grade 12 courses is highly recommended. You'll need that English language competency. And then the degree-specific requirements are listed here of what we're looking for. Generally, that's going to be chemistry and physics at the grade 11 level. And then we're looking for English, math, chemistry, and physics at the grade 12 level. Those requirements are going to be very similar for direct entry students coming in to the Vancouver campus. The one additional requirement that you'll see at the Vancouver campus is that students need to meet a minimum of 70% in grade 11 or grade 12 English. And then the degree-specific requirements in terms of courses required is going to be the same as well. Now, when we're looking at admissions, we're really looking at three different things. We're going to look at your overall academic average. We're going to look at your core academic average, which is going to be any course related to English, math, and science. And then we're also going to look at your personal profile. If you're a transfer student, you won't be needing to provide that personal profile, and your entry requirements will be a little bit different. So please be sure to check out online all of the degree-specific entry requirements that you'll need if you're transferring or if you're following one of those other entry routes. So the last thing I want to highlight is how you can make the most out of the virtual program fair. So there are going to be 4 different programs that you can add to your schedule. You'll see all of the different sessions running here. Basically, every session is running as about 25-minute session, and it'll begin on the hour or half hour throughout the 2-hour slot. There will be starting with a presentation and then followed by Q&A in that 25-minute period. Each of the sessions running from each program will be the same session running over and over again 4 times. So you only need to attend one of them to get all of the information that you need about that program. And today provides the opportunity to explore at least 4 different programs for you. Now, if at any time you have general questions that you'd like to ask, there is a general advising booth called About UBC Engineering, so please feel free to jump into that. That will be open the full 2 hours of the event. You can ask questions related to the first-year engineering courses, the Vancouver or Okanagan campus, the guaranteed program placement at the Okanagan campus, the competitive program placement at the Vancouver campus, the student experience, academic and wellness resources, transfer credit, minors and dual degrees, co-op, the coordinated international exchange program, or generally about getting involved in clubs and teams. When you are looking at any of those sessions, you'll see a little bookmark button that you can click. And if you click that, it'll actually add it to your itinerary. So I encourage you to kind of explore and advance those 4 different programs that you may be interested in attending for this session and adding those to your itinerary so that it's really easy on the day of to just click through on this little kind of agenda page that you'll see. You'll also see at the top of your screen a link to programs, and if you click on the programs, it'll show you a little bit of information about all of the programs that we offer at UBC Engineering, so you can explore a little bit more, dive a little bit deeper, learn more about what those programs are, and maybe come up with some questions to ask those programs during the Q&A sessions happening in every presentation. Now, just to wrap up kind of what's coming next for you. So if you don't get all of your questions answered at the virtual program fair, we also have 2 Ask Me Anything sessions coming up on November 18th and 19th. So please be sure to check out those and join us there if you have any additional questions that you'd like to have answered. We also have 2 more sessions coming up in December and January for prospective students to join us. Once you apply to UBC Engineering, we'll also have additional events for applicants happening throughout the rest of the winter and spring. So be sure to pay attention to your emails and you'll get lots of more invites to those events there. You can check out all of our events on engineering.ubc.ca/events, and all of the events will register through the yu.ubc.ca event portal. If you have any other questions after today, please feel free to reach out by email to us. We'd be happy to answer any of your questions for the Vancouver campus at outreach@apsc.ubc.ca or for the Okanagan campus at engineering.okanagan@ubc.ca. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great time at the virtual program fair.